If you ever see a page like this, I just want to let you know it is a scam. Never go to a page like this, rippleglobal.event.info. All right? Never. All right? I'm here to protect each and every one of you. I do this every single day. I don't want to see anything happen to my lifers. So that's just something I need to be clear about. I think something happened to the screen there. I can see it's a little bit. Anyway, yeah, my daughter was messing around, or I was moving it around or something. I just need to move it there. There you go. All right. Still got a dark shoulder. It's weird. Was this moved? Strange. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for jumping on into the live stream with me and jumping on in. We're going to look at Bitcoin together and really break it in. I just want to make this clear. I woke up this morning and there was a bunch of posts like that on my Twitter account. All right. And I found out it leads back to LastPass. If you use LastPass, get rid of it immediately. I don't care what they say. And again, they may be mad at me or whatever, but I'm done. Honestly, I never liked LastPass. My team set it up. Someone on my team mentioned me to have it. I refused to open it up. He kept telling me to open it up. I kept waiting. I eventually personally did not use it, but my team did. And I woke up this morning at about 5 in the morning. You can see I started posting in the trading group, started looking at different things. All right. And I was like, what's going on? And next thing you know, I see Brad Garlinghouse's face all over my Twitter account. And I see it more than once. I'm like, what is going on? I rush into the password section immediately. I'm able to change it, thank the Lord, and get it all squared away. But it was worrisome. So today was a crazy day already. Last day of the year. 2022 is literally trying to grab me and pull me into a hole. Like the last day, every single day has been almost some of the most stressful things I've ever had to. And I don't even, I've gotten to such high pressure stress in my life. Like I've been in, trades worth hundreds of thousands of dollars where I can't believe what's going on. And like, I got to figure out when to get in and get out. And to me, I don't know if there's any more stress than that. Like your entire life savings on the line inside of, and I put all my money into Bitcoin when it was, who knew, back when 2,000-3,000, and was like, hey, I believe in it. And who knew what could have happened? You never know what could have happened. You know what I mean? But I took a shot. And I don't suggest you do the same. I'm not a financial advisor. At this point in my life, I would never put all my money into cryptocurrency. Never. You know what I mean? But back then, I had 40, 50, 60 grand barely. Would get 10 grand, 20 grand here and there as I began to save. And so I didn't have a lot. To a lot of people, that's a lot of money. And I agree. But to me, I was just building, I was always looking at myself like trying to get ahead. How can I get ahead? How can I have a family? How can I have kids? How could I, and it's tough. Anyway, let's get into Bitcoin like you come here for every single day. Shout out to everybody here. Last day of the year. How are you feeling? It's always a funny feeling for me on the last day of the year. I don't know about you. Hey, Sammy, check your Discord DMs from me later. I don't do Discord DMs, man. Please, I'm not, it's just a lot. It's too much, man. I appreciate it. Let me see what you're saying, right? I mean, to me, if I had to check Discord DMs every day, man, you have no idea how busy I am. I was up with my team till 5 in the morning. We DM each other. I'm getting DM. I have 4 or 5 people on my team. I appreciate the DMs. If anyone needs anything really to talk to me, send my wife an email. She reads it, and then she decides whether it's like, you know what I mean? And I know that sounds so rude. But at this point, I cannot interact with every single piece of interaction that I personally wanted to interact with everything. I just personally couldn't. I also don't see the DM, personally. I don't see it in there. Like, I'm looking for it already, and see, it's already interrupting me. Anyway, so, and I apologize. And I may see, and I don't mean to be rude, and I will check the DM. But the best way to get a hold of me is to email my wife. Like, and that is the best way to get a hold of me, or talk to an admin, Say, hey, I really want to talk to Sam. And they'll be like, what do you want to talk about, right? And it's like, well, just because I sent you an Amazon card I want for you as Amazon users, I can't use because I'm in Canada. See, he's trying to send me money and he feels bad and he's DMing me. Yeah, but something like that, yeah, email my wife and she'll be like, okay, that's so nice of you. That's the nicest thing I've ever heard, man. He's like, I sent you money and you won't answer your DM. See? And I don't mean to be rude. Now I look like the rudest guy in the world. Look, I'm turning red. I'm like, oh my God, like damage control. Like I told the guy don't DM me and he was trying to give me money. Like, oh my God, this is awkward. What do I do? I'm going to try to act like it never happened and move on. Last day of the year. I'm telling you, 2022, trying to end me. Trying to end my soul, man. Wants to just like throw me down a flight of stairs. It's never enough. It's just never enough. How much more torture can I take? Let's break it down for the day. And let's show you what's happening for Bitcoin. I mean, it isn't an inverted head and shoulder. I'm sure all of you can clearly see that, right? I mean, factual, right? We'll get our measured move for that. We'll take us all the way up here to this area. Right? Point of control. That would take us to 16,800, right? 16,840. And again, it's all about the 800s, right? It would also breach this resistance, this diagonal resistance. It's more likely as a pattern trader, it's likely you stay in the pattern. So down, up, it's likely we come somewhere down into this area. 15,009, 15,008. It was here before, but I'm going to move that down because now we could go straight, you do go further down, but somewhere in this zone, I believe it's likely we head to the bottom of this channel, but anything is possible. Let's see if the 1 hour has enough gas. Right now, it's showing me that it just resistance. And what you can also do is you can flag this out, and to me, bear flag to the downside, right? And it's also kind of a rising wedge here. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You see how that's a rising wedge? Is it just me? See that? And I know I'm drawing a lot and it starts to get crazy, but that's, I'm just showing you all the things that I see. And I could not even draw it. I see this all without drawing it. Like I can see this all without saying a word. I'm like, okay. All I personally really need to draw is this line here. And then the measured move. You know what I mean? Like all I really need is just dot and dot. Everything else I can see, right? Anyway, so here's the idea. And this is like playing chess, and I always talk about when I'm trading, it's similar to playing chess. I'm looking at the different ideas. So we have a 68% chance that we break up to this point of control based on the inverted head and shoulder, right? But to me, there's a support and resistance issue that we got going on. And like even when we were at this falling wedge, remember we talked about could we come up and then we're going to break a move to the downside. And I've been bearish because we continuously make lower highs. Look, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You must assume you're going to make a lower low. That's just how trading works. That's the trend. Unless you can break the trend and at least get above this high here. See, that would be a mini version of breaking, and I wouldn't even be that impressed at 16,008. And could we jettison back up to that 200 SMA and get rejected? Be a great short as the resistance of the 200 SMA, just like it's a bounce here, right? And again, remember when I said shorting below the 200 SMA? It even works here on the 1 hour. You get a candle close here, short it. It's even more sensitive on the 1 hour. And look, it works pretty nicely. Every time you close below a 1 hour to 2 hour candle closes below the 200 SMA. Look at that. Short, short. There's a nice short, short, short. It's uncannily, and that's, then you get the huge one, right? If you get the huge drop. See how long you can ride that puppy. So it's you can't be short or long. You got to just be open to opportunity. You got to say, you know what, there's opportunity in the market. It doesn't matter which way it goes. I'm going to take it anyway, right? So these type of Bitcoin updates are what you get in the trading group. Not all the beginning stuff that I did earlier today, but it's the last day of the year. And, it's, I'm in a different type of mood, right? So shoulder, head, and a shoulder. And CJ, pick a lifer in the trading group that you want to give it to, man. I think that would be a cool thing to do. Ask someone else, is there any lifer that would like this, blah, blah, blah. Or pick someone that's been good to you, someone that's helped you in the trading group. Give it to them. I appreciate it. It would be super nice. But someone else could use it possibly. I don't know. I'm just being, I have so many things. I don't need anything. I'm so blessed, man. So look, there's a ascending triangle for sure. They're 50-50. Could go either way. Either breaks back down to the bottom of the pattern like the rising wedge does, or we're going to break up to about this area, this high volume node here at 16,860, 16,800. So only time will tell. 4 hour time frame had all that time to get busy. And to me, it looks to be rolling over. All right, we're going to look at another chart, and I'll show you what I see here. So I am bearish after I see that 4-hour. Yeah. This is the bigger pattern at play here on... See, this is something I never saw. I didn't realize could be possible, right? This actually has to come down a little bit, though. Something like that. Pure insanity. But you never know. Getting a little pump here, 16,600. Possible short squeeze. But at the end of the day, like, to me, in a bit of a bearish flag, break it down to 16,300 at least. So 4-hour looks to roll over. It is in the, you know, I've seen pumps come up here. Like here, you can get a move, but it looks lackluster to me. And you're going to have to close a candle in the 4-hour or the daily above 16,000. I'll say 700. I mean, at 16,660, 670. You're going to have to close a candle here. So for me, if you can't close a candle on the daily or the 4-hour today, at the end of the day, above here, expect more downside, you know? And in the next few days, if you can't close a candle above here, expect more downside. Like by Tuesday, if we're not in these two realms above here, we're going more and more sideways, or we've already dropped to the downside. So in my mind, I'm still bearish because we're not able to get above these areas of support and resistance. And in my mind, on the grander scale, this to me is still considered a head and shoulder pattern that is yet to dump to the downside as well, which has a nasty drop, 14,900 possibly. So, I mean, this is just what the tea leaves read. I just play, and this is how I play charts. I just, you know, that's an inverted. I would, you know, and you lose this point of control, which we're below. You go usually to the end of the high volume node, at least testing these areas here, these lows. So I am bearish until the bulls can get above certain areas of support and resistance. It's that simple. So there's really no reason to close a short. You know, below the 200 SMA, bearish, could start a nasty drop, one of the bigger ones. That's how the bigger ones start, when you level up and you start to consolidate below the 200 SMA on the 4-hour. You know, so I'm just giving it to you exactly how the charts are giving it to me and the way I've been trading for a long time. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself one and do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. So if Bitcoin doesn't get above these two zones, specifically this area in pretty soon, I would expect this bear flag to drop us to the downside and for this bigger head and shoulder to continue down. And I'm bearish until the bulls show me something different. So that's what I see for the day. Take a look at the 1-hour, which has a little more gas in it, but it's looking like it's likely to probably just get a short squeeze, bust up here, possibly hit the 200 SMA, get rejected. You know, anything is possible. I could be 100% wrong. It could pump all the way up to here, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. And I'm willing to be wrong. It's okay. But the probability is that Bitcoin's likely to dump to the downside today on low liquidity once that 15 and the 1-hour get overbought, which they already are getting. And so, yeah, we're getting extended by the momentum indicators are telling us there's just lack of bullish momentum. You know, unless do we throw a Hail Mary on the 7-minute. 7-minute is spent at resistance yet again. So we'll see. Only time can tell. We can go sideways too. But right now I'm printing a sideways, or my brain is printing a sideways or downwards probability. More likely a downward probability based on all the different times I've seen this type of pattern, because I've seen this before. A rejection, it's like a retest. It's almost like it's coming for the double top. Very similar to a double bottom, right? We'd be like, okay, is it coming for the double bottom? You see? So Bitcoin looks to be double topping to me, bit of an M pattern as well. Dumps to the measured move. So I'm seeing bearish signs abound. Talk me out of the bearishness. Anyone in the comment section wants to talk me out of being bearish? Juicing alts to go back down, unfortunately. Anyone have an idea that we're bullish? Anybody? 3-day looks to be rolling over, in my humble opinion. Looks pretty bearish to me, like it's going to continue the downward momentum. We could be making a giant double bottom. This is the hopium that I provide. And so people are saying that Litecoin BTC is bullish. We'll take a look at that. Why not? I had it a little bullish. It pumped, but barely. Like, look, how much did it pump? Let's see. Did not hit the measured move. 9% ain't bad, though, right? Raise stop loss, break even. Either take the profits or no, or not. Interesting. Oversold on that 3-day chart. It's got a funky pattern, though. A little bit of a flag. Does look like it might have some gas, interesting enough. So there's news coming for Litecoin or whatever. Just show me the charts and I'll show you the news. That may never happen. This could dump in our face or it could go sideways, but it just, you got low stochastics, MACD, falling volume, falling price. You got the 50 crossing the 200 SMA. I mean, that's a bullish cross, and you're above this high volume node here with the point of control. I mean, this suggests that you can continue to the upside. That's very interesting. We'll check back on this throughout the weeks. Around January 14th, we'll have a pretty good view of what happened here and see, we'll print about about 5 more candles on the 3-day chart. Litecoin BTC, that's quite interesting. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. On our way to 10,000 subscribers, only 13 more people to get us to 9,900. And we can climb that last 100 to the upside. And I've been tweeting crazy lately. Jump on in. Do you know what a deep fake is? I found out, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, I watched my first deep fake. Pretty crazy. It'll bug you out. It'll bug you out. So look, are we moving to the upside there? That does look quite bullish to me. That is interessante, to say the least. What is a BTC pair? A BTC pair is when people buy Bitcoin or Satoshis, you could say, and then they buy Litecoin with the Satoshi pair. So it's a Litecoin to Bitcoin pair. And then if Litecoin goes up 48%, the person can sell, and they make 48% on the Bitcoin. So if you had 1 Bitcoin, you'd come out with 1.48 Bitcoins. Pretty, amazing that you could make more Bitcoin. It's a taxable event because it's a trade, a short-term trade. But still, you make more Bitcoin than you had at the end of it all. So it's quite interesting. If you ask me, to say the least, it's very interesting. So trading Bitcoin pairs still fascinates me to this day, even though it's something I've known now for, 5 years. But I remember when I first did it, when I first got into trading, there was just no Tether. Tether didn't exist when I started, or if it did, it was very, very little, or was it unknown? It was unknown. I don't think it maybe it did exist, but it just wasn't out there. Like, it wasn't on the exchange, couldn't use it. When I got into the game, Coinbase had three coins. It had Litecoin, it had Bitcoin, and it had Ethereum. That was it. And Litecoin was $5 when I first got in the game. Back when I was a kiddie. Back when I first got into crypto. Bitcoin pairs. Futures. I know you don't leverage, Sammy, but there's any exchange you're aware of that has leveraged Bitcoin pairs? I do not know. No, because you know why they would never have leveraged Bitcoin pairs? Because leverage trading is not trading Bitcoin. You're trading contracts. So they wouldn't allow it because that would infer, it's an oxymoron, because that would infer that you actually have Bitcoin. If you're trading Bitcoin pairs, you have to actually have some Bitcoin to trade a Bitcoin pair. When you're trading futures, you don't own any Bitcoin. You own contracts, derivative contracts, based on the price of Bitcoin. That's it. You're not buying anything, really. You don't own a thing. Yeah. That's why I don't trade leverage. Because you don't own an asset. You know what I mean? In my humble opinion, like, I don't know. Again, I don't care if I love, there's many people in my group that love trading leverage. You know, I've seen people post the Bybit link, not a Bybit link, but a Bybit trade in my group. I don't mind. You could trade wherever you want and have as much fun as you want. I love anyone that does whatever they want. You know what I mean? God bless you all. So it's position you're trading with leverage breakout. It is going to be a great 2023. I do agree. I do agree. So Oppo continues that insane rally. Oh, wow. And it's funny. You just look at it and it's like consolidating. Interesting. One thing I don't like, you got rising price with the falling volume, which is kind of bearish, but it's kind of like starting to fall off. It's also in the pattern on the RSI, which I like a little bit. More of a descender in a way, but MACD's exposed. But the RSI, I've taken the MACD, and that's the one thing I learned. I first started using the RSI, the SRSI, stochastic, and it would contradict the MACD, right? And eventually, I learned to take the signal from the stochastic no matter what the MACD said. So, like, the MACD wouldn't be in the nice place that I liked it to be in, which makes the trade safer. But the stochastics would be lower. So I would trade against the MACD with the stochastics, and a lot of times it would just pin the MACD and make the MACD do what it wanted. So I found the stochastics, and the truth is because that's the moving average convergence divergence. This is a, this is a lagging indicator. This indicator takes its information from when the candles close. All right, takes its information from when the moving averages get there at the end of the day. Candle closes, that gets added to the daily moving average, right? Which transcends through the different time frames. And so the MACD, moving average convergence and divergence, which is made up of the same exact thing, comes from that idea. And so it's a latent indicator as well because it gets its closing from the daily, from the candle's closing, and that's where it gets its information. The stochastics RSI is more of a leading indicator. And so I will play, if they ever contradict each other. However, there's times when if I see that, I'll just simply, would make me more apt to not. Look, there is bearish divergence. That swing up to swing up, that swing down to swing down. However, this has played a hot hand recently, and you never know. 4-hour time frame could get that one more hill to the upside for one more aggressive push up. 15 minutes says more sideways behavior is possible, but it even makes the pattern look more alluring when you look at it on the smaller time frame. All right? So definitely something to watch. If anything, I just observe it, and I don't have to trade it, and I just see what happens, and I learn something every single time I observe a trade. So definitely something to watch. A little bit of bearish divvy. Has it flattened out? You have that higher low though, which is kind of giving you that sense that there may be some love back in the money train here on Oppo. So I didn't expect it to look as pretty when I just glanced on it. I was just looking at whatever coin was here, the top coin of the day, right? Oh, wow. So, yeah. And this is usually like a quick, fast update, right? But it's the morning. It's Saturday. Last day of the year. I always feel kind of funky about, oh, wow, that thing did numbers. And look, I mean, it's funny, but it does kind of, look, if we go after what I just spoke about, which is very interesting. I love how when I say something and then we get a chance to show you the live idea. But this is the idea. Look, tight moving averages, right? I'm all about these tight moving averages. I'm all about the MACD crossing and turning to the upside, right? But the MACD said no. But what said yes was the Stokes, right? I like when the MACD looks like this, with the blue and the pink curving. That's the money spot. Sometimes, right? I bet you it was in the 15. See, you got it there. And you got the thinness. Tight moving averages. A golden cross had existed on there. Stochastics were low. You know, RSI was in a falling wedge close to below 50, you know, close to zero, you know, basically close to oversold, or at least below 50. It was at 48. These are the rules that I go by when I trade. And I can give you a 9-point checklist, and you can understand this if you want to join my class every single, where is that? Oh yeah, every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. Jump into class. I'll teach you what you need to know for $60 if you join the trading group. So for $160, you get a month of the trading group and a month, and you get the course with me. You also get a recording of the course, and you get my personal PowerPoint that just shows you what I look at, what I'm going for, and kind of how I address and look at things. Yeah, this will help you greatly if you have no system, or you've been watching tons of YouTubers and you're just kind of lost. I used to watch like this and that, and then I didn't really know where I was. So yeah, I just found that this is a great system. I'll get you focused and learning, and you'll be able to change your life. I firmly believe that, like the many people that have come across me on the internet. And I appreciate everyone that had made 2022 a wonderful year. May God bless everybody here. You're all amazing. All right. You're all absolutely amazing people. May you all stay blessed. Like, look at that. I can't believe that. We didn't get that, but that's just amazing. Milk, I'm just going over what's happening on the day. Orbs making some gains. Bolt token booming. Pious, look at this, baby. And we had this. This is our baby, though. Wow, look at that thing pumping up another gainer. And we had, look, tight moving averages. It had bounced back to the 706 Fibonacci level that I talk about. And it went up 73, still holding a gain of about 41%. PIAS, this thing 3 for 3. Never really failed us at all. So, boom. A gainer on the last day of the year. You got to love it. Pumping through. Unbelievable. PIAS, what a wonderful move to the upside. And shout out to anyone that jumped into the weekly screen share. I hope you had a wonderful time with me on the weekly screen share. If you had a chance to watch it, I hope you did. If you missed it, so much awesome little gems and ideas. A lot of times I do talk about subconscious mind, reworking the brain, how that we've been inundated with so many other thoughts and ideas that we have, you know, kind of lost our identity. It happened to me. And I thought I knew who I was, and I did. The piece of me was still in there. But when you're getting hit with ads every single day, when you're trying to become something, when you're under the pressure, and specifically living in a city where you're inundated every single day consistently over and over and over again with the ads to the point of no return. And eventually, and then just like, you know, and you watch movies and you just keep watching images and you don't stop. You don't take a chance to go out into nature and find yourself, and you just keep bombarding your brain. And then I was like that, and I didn't like discipline what I gave. You know, I just next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and I watched this video and that video, and I'd be up all night and I'd be clicking. Oh my God. And you know, thank God I found trading, because trading gave me something to focus on, and it's all I wanted. And so I was able to start peeling away these layers of garbage behavior that I was doing, right? Because I was like, well, that's not helping me trade, and that's not helping me trade, and that's not. And every time I would look up, I'm like, well, what did I do this week? Well, you did this, and that, and you didn't do this, and that. So why did you expect to have a good week trading if you were up all night watching Netflix, or if you were out with your friends drinking a couple nights a week, and then you decided to buckle down on Thursday or Friday? You know what I mean? And so I realized that if I was going to become successful at trading and going to manage money myself and do what I had to do for my life, then I was going to have to clean up my life and get more discipline. And then I would watch YouTubers, and I'd watch them, and I was like, man, a YouTuber's like every week or every day. I'm like, these guys are so disciplined. And I would envy that discipline. Like, more than the success, I would envy the discipline. I swear on my life. I would watch crypto YouTubers, any YouTuber really, and I'd be like, wow, man, that guy shows up every day or every week or every Thursday night or twice a week or whatever their schedules were. And I was like, man, how do they do that? And I was like, I struggle with consistency. And I mean, I really prayed for it. I guess that's my only thing too, is like, did God come out of nowhere and just help me become more consistent? What happened in my life? You know, and I think you just have to find something you're so passionate about that you're willing to go so far more than you'd ever gone before for something. And I had never found something that I loved so much more than playing with the charts and using indicators and talking about the math and the Fibonacci's and just the confluence. Like, look at this confluence, right? How we draw Fibonacci from here to there. When we look at that level, it came between the 786 and the 706, and eventually even kind of came back down for a little retest of the golden pocket. Golden pocket snatch right there would have been beautiful, right? Felt safe and secure. Nice little move. And like, most people would look at me and be like, what did he just say? The golden pocket? Like, is he out of his mind? Is he talking about, you know, like some type of cuisine? Like, what does he mean? You know? Anyway. KDON is like upward trending in a flag for whatever reason, right? Does that mean it's going to continue? No, it doesn't mean anything. It's just something to think about. Like, these are just notions in the ocean, right? That I notice. Doge chain back up some more. Wow, 34% for Doge chain. And that's starting to do some type of consolidation. We're not sure exactly what. Is it flagging sideways? Is it making a, you know? I just like to be preemptive and ahead of the trade if it is there, right? Just by being, you know, somewhat observant of what's happening around me. And I'll just go over hundreds of coins like this, like over until I find one that makes the most sense to me, right? And you grab your measured move, which is the length of the pole. Length of the pole if it's a flag. And you can see like what the risk is. And then I'm like, do I really want to do this? You know, is it worth it to me? These are the questions I'm asking myself. I'm like, is this viable? I'm like, where would I have to put my stop loss? What would I have to do to enter or exit the trade, right? And I'm trying to, you know, and I don't want to risk too much, but I can't risk too little. Like, and I'd like it to be a 1 to 9 is really not good enough for me on the trade ratio. So, because like I'm going to risk 8 to gain 17. I mean, some people think that's cool. I'm not with that. To me, it's got to be a 3 to 1 or better. And for my 3 to 1 or better, it puts me a little into like dagger range where a stop loss could easily. So it makes the trade high risk for me personally. Like, unless I just put way less in the trade and decide to get a, you know, and maybe I'll look for something different, you know, depending. Doesn't mean this trade won't play out. It just, I just keep looking for more mathematically viable trades, if that makes sense. And it's all based on proper risk management. And so I'm using risk management and I'm using support and resistance, right? Because I'm figuring out where would I have to risk and how much would I have to risk to get what I'm looking for. And if I have to risk too much to get what I'm looking for compared to another trade, then I take the other. Now, if you don't know how to assess that, then you can't assess two different trades, right? And that's what I don't see anybody talk about. Like people, like, you know, I have an indicator, people have indicators, people have, you know, we have all different things going on that we use in trading, right? But the one thing that means the most is your ability to assess risk. And that's something that really, like, you can use calculators and all sorts of things, but what is your system? Like, I have a system that I use and it's great, but like you got, you know, and eventually come to terms of, you know, how you use your system, why you use your system, and then put it to a test, right? And use it over and over again, all right? And then if certain things happen, ask yourself why, right? It could be you. It could be a good system that you still make mistakes on. Like, how many times are you up that you don't sell where the system gave you gains, but you decided not to take it, right? So, things of that nature. This is looking interesting to me on the 15-minute, maybe even just a quick scalp up, you know. Kylan Network getting a bit of a move. And these are small cap gems on KuCoin. Happy continuing to the upside. Look at that move, 27% out the flag for Happy. And now Happy's still looking like it may want to do something busy here in this little mini flag. Last day of the year, you know. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Happy for gains of 31%. That's amazing. I wish I traded Happy. I did not. Amazing. One Earth, like a bunch of people have been asking me, hey, I'm looking at One Earth. I like it. I'm like, I was watching. I'm like, I like this consolidation for One Earth. Was hoping that it would come back down to the bottom of the trend line, which it did. In my mind, I kind of got tighter here. To me, it's only one. I mean, it could dump, but it's only a matter of time. But the fact that it's above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour is a bullish sign. That's bullish. So that's likely that this thing could continue because it's not on the other side of the 200 SMA. And it's got tight moving averages with momentum to the upside. Getting a bullish cross on the MACD. Signs of life here for One Earth, right? One Earth is definitely on the radar. And I remember playing it a few weeks ago, watching it and charting it and watching it do that huge move. And now it's slowly consolidated to, look, the 618 golden pocket. We talk about this all the time. It's bounced up. It's made a higher low now in between the 0.5 and the 0.618. Not in the golden pocket, but it's in a golden zone, you know. Doge 3L didn't get the love out of this, you know, funky pattern that I made, dropping all the way to the down. But 3Ls are different. They track and, you know, they don't get the liquidity like a real coin gets actually held, right? It's a lot different. Govi, I remember someone trading Govi and loving it. I'm just looking around, sniffing around. EFX continued to pump out there and made a little flag here. And see, it's like, look at that. Pumped out that little flag. The double flags. Remember, CTC was on my radar. Coins just come to my head. And this is what I do. I just swim through coins for hours. I sit at my desk for hours just, and they come to me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that one that I was thinking about. And this one that I was thinking about. And oh, yeah. And then I'm like, nah. And then I look at one. I'm like, nah, not that one. And I'm like, nah, this one. And then you got a crypto screener here. Right? Don't forget. And you can hit this button here and like, look, I want to find all the RSIs below 30 on a daily time frame, right? On the one day chart. Boom. That's fun, scalp. And then I get to get into those. I spend hours doing this every day. But this is my job. You know what I'm saying? So I love doing it. Same thing here. We're back at that 706 Fibonacci level, which is also a recent resistant point. If we lose that, fine, we could drop. I'm not saying we can't, but we're playing with the 200 SMA again. And there's always this uncanny coincidental movement with the 200 SMA and the 706 6.818 golden pocket. Just things I want to put, you know, down and let you understand as we get into 2022, as we end 2022 and we get into 2023. How I'm using this moving average, this simple moving averages, in conjunction with Fibonacci and the VRVP, support and resistance, and patterns, right? With momentum indicators and the old school RSI and MACD. And you can see it all comes together. And I also throw in volume in there. And I'm watching how volume's interacting with price action. And eventually you'll be able to see all these things at once. But I remember when I started, I could see like 2 of these things. But it comes with time. It comes with time, all right? It comes with time. Is there a video on using that screener? Someone hit me up on Discord if you can show me how to do that. You know, Rainier is like the master at that. And we'll do that. That's a good idea. Smash the like buttons. This info is gold, man. Shout out to you, my man. I love you, brother. All that's called is a symmetrical triangle, right? And that's called a symmetrical. I mean, that's a falling wedge. I'm not sure which he's talking about on the symmetrical. Depends on which one. You know, we looked at a lot of different charts. So I don't, you know. All right, everyone, I'm going to end it here. Usually don't go live this long. Just decided to do it, I guess, because it's Saturday, the last day of the year. I will attempt to make it back tonight for the new year yearly candle close, which is insane. We can take a look at that for a second and just get a beginner feel of what that's going to be like. But the yearly candle close here, I have my 52-week chart. You can see it closes in 1 day in 10 hours. So that's weird. It should close tonight. Oh, yeah, that's the 52-week chart. So I need the yearly chart. How do you get the yearly? See? See how this has like days, weeks, months? I guess I have the monthly, and we can just, when the monthly candle closes, that we know that's the end of the year, which is 9 hours and 11 minutes. So we'll have to use the monthly, but it would be nice to see the years, right? Anyway. Yearly candle only comes around once a year. I know, right? LTC pumps before it's halvening. Bitcoin pumps after it's halvening. LTC halvening is coming up. Soon it will be time to be ready for the incoming LTC pump and its upcoming halvening. The UN research, it's a pattern. David Brumbley, you're awesome for saying that. May God bless you. We should have lifers on the live stream too. I want to start having lifers on the live. I think that's going to be fun, you know. Every love is a mini free class. God bless. Every live is a mini. Shout out to Josh. Thank you for the love, man. You don't have to come back tonight because we can wait till New Year's for more. This guy. For more BS? Is that really what you said? We have Rainier live. We had Rainier live. Yeah. Third time I've double typed words. I'm in need of some energy. I joined the 99 crew this week. Yahoo. Shout out to Robert G. Thank you for jumping on in, man. May God bless you for being here. See, people still joining the trading group no matter what. All right. That would be awesome to be on the live. Shout out to Gonzo. Okay. Happy New Year's. Be safe. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. And if you came to the channel, have a great day. CJ Baker, fix your camera, man. Come on. Like, it's always something, man. It's always something, man. Yeah. So check us out on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I would greatly appreciate it. Twitter has a lot of interesting things going on today, like Sean Connery. As you can see, Sean Connery, which is interesting. Yeah. References to the Matrix and whatnot. A lot going on today. A lot going on Twitter. Follow me. We can talk. We can have fun. It's a fun place to be. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right, everyone. That concludes our Saturday morning live stream. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for following the Crypto Lifer every single day throughout this entire year. We had an amazing time together. We traveled together. We went places together. I went around, showed you wherever I was. We kind of brought it in. We did the time lapses when I built my studios, no matter where I went. The support from each and every one of you is huge. We got hit with hacks. They took our money. They tried to get into my life again this morning. But, you know, by the grace of God, I slept on the couch last night. I fell asleep watching a cooking show on like PBS or something at like 11 at night. I was just absolutely beat. This week has taken a lot out of me. And I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, opened my eyes, was like, my mind started thinking like, oh, I could like go over the charts and I could do a Bitcoin update, or I get into the group, I could see what's going on with the coins. And I was like, what's going on? And that's how my mind starts talking to me. First, I say I'm grateful for waking up, dear Lord. I'm grateful for walking to the bathroom. And then I got in and I was like, I got to check out the charts. So I started ripping through the charts and having some fun. And then I was like, oh, let me check Twitter out, see what's trending. Next thing you know, I look at my Twitter and I see Brad Garlinghouse's face. And I'm like, what the? Luckily, my cyber team, like my cybersecurity team, is ahead of me by a few hours. So I knew they would be up already. And next thing you know, he even wrote me, we got to change passwords. I'm like, all right, like that's, next thing you know, we're changing all the passwords. It was crazy. It was crazy. But we avoided all damage so far, knock on wood, hopefully. But it seems like so far everything is A-okay. But be careful. 8 minutes until 2023 here in Japan. See you next year. Wow, you guys are about to actually celebrate New Year's right now? That's crazy. It's so weird for you guys to celebrate New Year's, but it won't happen for us till the end of the night, you know. Happy New Year, Sam. Shout out to Lieutenant Dan Dangle. Happy New Year to all the lifers out there. May God bless each and every one of you. You're all amazing. And I was going to do a New Year's special. I'll let it out to whoever's here. If you want to join for the year, only on New Year's tonight. One New Year's special tonight. If you email tonight, we'll honor it, but you have to email before 12 o'clock tonight, Eastern time. $750 for the year. One New Year's special. $750 for the year if you want to jump on and be a lifer for the year. Email us at cryptolifers@gmail.com if that's something that you are interested in. If you're willing to go for the year, you might as well save and behave. So jump on in if you'd like to do it. And yeah, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. It's not 2023 until the candle closes. Shout out to Jamie. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Thank you.